A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Hey! We're recording the podcast! Shut up!
Good morning to you, wherever you are, because it is
Morning Somewhere!
for October 28th, 2025. Big pause. My name is Bernie Burns, sitting right over there. She's down for some extra innings. It's Ashley Burns. Say hi to Ashley, everybody.
Let's go into some overtime.
So your sport, of all the sports that you've ever followed, is rugby. What's the rugby that you followed in Austria? In Australia?
I followed rugby league because it seemed like there was more bleeding.
Okay. Do they allow ties in rugby league in Australia?
Fuck if I know.
Okay.
That's not
So you followed it.
That's not how I followed it.
What you were laughing the other day. You saw that reel where these two girls were going to go to what they called
The boy aquarium. They were very excited. They were having a girls' night out of the boy aquarium, and then it pans around, and they're just front row at a hockey game.
they called it the boy aquarium. I love it. I love it.
Look, it's true though. It's like beta fish, right? You get too many in the same aquarium, and they're gonna fight.
That's very true. That's very true. I got somebody mad at me one time at university. We were orientation advisors, and we had a beta fish on the front desk by itself. Which, by the way, if you have one of those fish, the way they would sell them, at least back then, was in a tiny
the
little
tiniest
bowl.
possible little container. They still kind of
horrible.
do that.
That's a horrible existence.
I don't understand how or why beta fish are like a default fish pet for people, considering that you can't really have them with other beta fish. You can just have like the one fish.
I like how essentially cruelty to animals does not extend to fish for whatever reason. Like the way that we catch them and all that stuff. Imagine if the way that you caught a cow and butchered a cow on a farm was like you just hooked it with a winch and dragged it across the pasture.
And then winch it in.
It's a weird beginning to our day. All right, let's change gears.
Look, it's because like the whole day started off weird. First of all, we woke up. And we woke up, what, it was like 6-ish this morning because the time changes got us all out of wonk.
Can I just tell you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have a sound bar in our bedroom. We literally the only TV we have in the house is in our bedroom, which is a thing unto itself.
Right. Normally we wouldn't have a TV in our bedroom, but it's like the one room in the house that has the place for the TV, and also it's got it's in a cupboard,
yeah,
so that you can close the doors over it.
And then when we got it, since it was our only TV, we thought we'll get a sound bar with it as well. Except the sound bar connects to the network, so you can play over the network to the sound bar.
You can play over the network and you can play Bluetooth, but I would love to disconnect it from the network.
For why would you like to disconnect it?
Because every so often, and this only seems to happen in the middle of the night, it goes, network has been disconnected. And at the top of it's the loudest it could possibly get.
You're sleeping so soundly. And the device, which is intended by design to be as loud as possible, goes, network has been disconnected.
That lady really wants you to know that right now your soundbar is not accessible.
That thing is terrible, dude. I fucking hate that thing.
I don't know how to reset it as well to remove all the Wi-Fi settings from it. I would love to do that because it's plugged into the TV, which is what we actually want it for, right? Theoretically, yes, you can play over the network to it, which we never do. You can play Bluetooth to it. Okay, fine. That's great. I just want it off take it back off the network.
We should just turn it off every night when we go to bed.
That network should be disconnected all the time.
Yeah, the British voice for devices is kind of funny. That's a choice you have to make.
Well, of course they're going to go British voice here.
It also has a thing that some things have, and you don't really know until you buy something. It's pretty soon that this is the thing that AI will do. I'll say, is this the kind of device I'm going to like? They're going to no, you're not going to like it because it does the thing you hate, Bernie, where when you want to turn the volume up on it, you can't just hold the volume button. You have to sit there and tap, 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 tap. Who doesn't put it continually goes up as you hold the volume? Who doesn't put that feature in a volume button, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Our sound bar.
I know, our sound bar. It's it does one thing. It shouldn't be annoying in any way whatsoever.
It might also be because it's not the TV, though. It's an accessory to the TV. So perhaps if it has its own remote somewhere hidden in a drawer in our bedroom that we put and then forgot because, hey, it's plugged in the TV and the TV will handle it. It might be that special, secret, hidden, lost remote, if you hold down the volume button, it changes it. But because it's now plugged into a TV and it's a TV accessory, it doesn't work the same.
Nope, doesn't work the same. Doesn't work the same. I'm glad that the days of the optical cable for audio, the little like glass fiber cable that you would use for that stuff, I'm glad we're moving away from that particular port. I never liked that. And those cables were always so goddamn expensive.
You do know that's what it's plugged into, right?
That's what it has. That's what it has. But now they're moving to like, it's a weird thing. Like you have it over HDMI where when you plug it into some HDMI ports, it goes back out over HDMI.
There's also the ones that we're seeing with computers now that's like HDMI plus one corner.
Oh, yeah. This is our official tech podcast. We're actually talking about some tech stuff today. And obviously we're going to talk about the World Series game last night because we had a weird thing when we woke up. I want to put a pin in a tangent here, though. Can we come back to this?
Yeah, let's go ahead and come back.
I want to talk about our supernatural experience that we had, and you were there, and you witnessed it, and we definitely have a ghost in this house. I'll come back to them.
Well, we know that we have a ghost in the house. I just didn't know the ghost was a multi-floor ghost.
You have now run into it, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. But we woke up this morning after the soundbar announced in the middle of the night that the network was disconnected. I thought the network was down completely because when I woke up, I have this new feature. What do they call it on iPhone? Where it's like some things are like permanently displayed on your lock screen. Is it a live event or something?
Yeah, I think you can have, there's like priority notifications. And then there's also ones that it's like, you're clearly sleeping now, so I'll bother you with this when you wake up.
Like Uber Eats has it too. It's a special classification of notifications. It's like a live event. Like the time is always running. It's not just like a static update and things like that.
No, there is a thing that I've been requested now on some apps, like after the update. It's like, do you want to get live notifications for this app? And I'm like, no, Duolingo, I don't.
Like when you're getting Chipotle from DoorDash. That's one of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so the MLB app has that. And so I woke up and my phone was still in live event mode and was showing me the Dodgers versus the Blue Jays. And I thought, shit, we lost our network because the soundbar.
It hasn't updated with the final score.
Yes, because it still thinks the game is going on. Except I woke up and the game was still going on. It was in the 18th inning. I woke up at 6:45 in the morning and the game was still going.
So pretty... Point of clarification here. Baseball games don't normally go 18 innings. Is that correct?
You would be correct. They normally go 9 innings.
I'm used to hearing like, in the bottom on the 9th.
Yeah.
And 18 seems like a lot.
Yeah, so they were tied. I think the final score, the spoiler alert for last night's game, if you went to bed and didn't finish watching it, I'm about to say this final score. Here we go.
Earmuffs.
6-5. The Dodgers ended up winning the game. Come back to that in a second, too. But yeah, this was tied for the longest World Series game ever at 18 innings. However, it is not the longest running World Series game ever because it didn't last as long on the clock.
So it had the long number of innings, but the duration of the innings was shorter.
Baseball is all stats, man. That's it. Those things are important, right?
It's someone's playing out an Excel spreadsheet, right?
Yeah, and it was Freddie Freeman who finally broke the curse of the 18-inning game. And
Good job, Freddie.
Got a homer.
You think everyone was like, great job, Freddie, let's go to bed.
I'm sure they were. Like,
how exhausted? I mean, 9 innings is like, that's a long game. 18 innings? 18?
If it was game 7, I think people would be like, we absolutely have to win this game. You know, of course they would. Let's play till 36 innings if we have to. But it's game 3. I bet a lot of people were like, you're thinking the long play at that point in time, right?
Someone bring out the Jonas Brothers. Let's decide this thing.
That's what I said. I said, the game is still going on. And we were talking about, I said, how many encores did the Jonas Brothers do in last night's game that it's still going on when we wake up in the morning? That is the best part about this, though. That is the best part. You even have this 18-inning game. The Dodgers won it by 1 point. So the curse is still alive. Like, we are 2 games away now from there officially being a Jonas Brothers curse. And this
on
is
baseball.
Yeah, I did. I was thinking it'd be interesting, the Canada versus U.S. thing, but now this Jonas Brothers thing has come out of nowhere.
So is this now the Jonas Brothers versus the Dodgers? Is that what's happening?
It's versus the Blue Jays is what's going on. Yeah, yeah, because if they lose, then they'll have like 100-year drought where they won't go back to the World Series. And people
the Jonas Brothers will never tour in Canada again.
Right. They'll be talking about who are the Jonas Brothers? We're talking about like 2120. There was this pop band like in the early 2000s who cursed the Blue Jays with their performance. I love it. So I was actually at the longest game before this was also a Dodgers game, the one that went to like 6.5 hours. But I was actually at the one before that when we set the record for the longest ever World Series game. I want to say it was 14 innings.
It's a lot of
It
innings.
was 2005. It was the Houston Astros versus the Chicago White Sox. I'm not sure if it was Minute Maid Park then or if it was still Enron Field. Do you remember Enron?
Enron.
Yeah, so Enron was a Houston company, and the Enron Field was where the Astros used to play, but then, of course, they moved away from that name very quickly. I guess when they couldn't pay the licensing fee anymore.
What was the Bitcoin exchange that blew up a few years ago? We covered it extensively.
Binance?
No.
Oh, FTX.
FTX, and they had a stadium too, right? Like they named a stadium.
Yeah, Binance, that founder just got pardoned.
Oh, that's right.
Did you turn on the radiators in here? It smells hot.
I did turn on the radiators in here. It's gotten very chilly, and the cold is starting to set into the stones of the house. So I've got all the radiators going, trying to just keep whatever heat we can.
Isn't that weird that you can say that? Like, I can...
It smells hot.
It smells hot. Like, I smell something's hot. It's not burning. That's a different smell. But I can just smell that something is hot.
Right. It could be the smell of, like, dust warming up.
Right. Could be.
Because it's like, this was such a hot summer that these radiators have been off for 9 months.
Dead rat carcasses and things like that.
Gross.
Slowly
How
baked.
dare you?
But I want to tell you a story about the 2005 World Series. Stop me when this sounds unbelievable. Okay, went to the 2005 World Series, which ended up being the longest game. I think 14 innings.
All right.
Lasted well into the night. And I was there because Gus Sorola gave me a gift.
Okay, stop.
Gus Sorola took me to the World Series in 2005.
What? Okay.
He took me as a thank you for just all the success of Red versus Blue.
Stop again.
This is a true story. This is a true story. Every bit of what I just said is true. And it was so nice. And Gus and I had a nice evening out together. We traveled and went to a baseball game together.
How many words did you exchange?
It was like a friendly evening out. You wouldn't believe it. Now
was it like weirdly, like really nice?
Could you imagine that happening today?
No,
Like Gus
absolutely.
coming up to me and go, "Hey, I got you something."
Absolutely not. I couldn't get him to come to my 40th birthday because he didn't feel like going out.
It feels weird in my mouth. to say anything. I don't even know where Gus lives now. I genuinely don't. I wouldn't be able to pick out his house on a map.
I remember after knowing him for 10, 15 years, I had to text him and be like, hey, I want to drop off a Christmas gift. What's your address? And then I had to leave it on the doorstep.
I was like, you're not allowed to. It was probably like three doors down.
Honestly, it was probably he doesn't trust us after the street pass incident. He's just like, he will not tell us where he lives because of the street pass.
We earned that,
Frank.
I guess. We earned it.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, can we talk about this supernatural experience that we had?
Okay, let's talk about supernatural experiences. And then there's a lot of technology, too, to talk about.
Yeah, we have a lot of technology stuff to talk about. But this is something that happened.
So let's talk about the ghost, and then we'll talk about the ghost in the machine.
I was closing down the kitchen the other night, okay? And there's basically, our kitchen's weird. It's like in two rooms, not one. It's like things are separated from each other. Like, it's hard to explain.
We call one our prep kitchen because really it doesn't have a lot of like the kitchen-y electric stuff in it. Like it doesn't have a stove in it.
It's got a refrigerator though.
But it's got a fridge.
And the stove is in the other room, right?
It's all built around because I think it's built around like this old stone fireplace. And so they didn't know what to do. So they installed like the stove on the back of the fireplace, which still exists and is just capped right now. And so it's like the whole thing is built around like this stove hub wall thing.
This is why
it's ridiculous.
This is literally why I can't write novels, is because I could never be able to describe a place in a way that an audience could understand. I've done this like 100 times on the podcast. I'd be like, and then they entered the room. But it was kind of like
the other room.
Not like a room. It had like a window in the side bit. And half the floor wasn't.
So one's the kitchen and one is like a room with shelves where all the like stuff lives that we have to constantly go in and
All
get.
you need to know is that the refrigerator is in a different room than the stove. And I don't know why it's that way, but it's that way. It's a very old place. So I was shutting down the kitchen one night to go to bed, and I heard like noise, like somebody rummaging around in the other room. So I said, Ashley, hey, Ash, do you want me to turn off these lights? And I'm like, Ashley, and I walked in there. Nobody's in the room. I heard it clear as day, somebody rummaging around. This is similar to the experience I had where I talked about hearing someone in the hallway, and I said, "Ashley, is that you?" And
they
you said from the hallway,
"No."
And I said, "No," and I walked out, and you weren't there. Anyway, fast forward. The other night, you and I were both in the kitchen now, and there was a rummaging.
It sounded like knocking.
No. The rummaging was kind of like a rummaging, like somebody like shutting a drawer, like a couple drawers or something like that. That was the first noise. And I go, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" And you go, "What?" And I go, "That noise in the other room. It sounds like someone's in the other room." And you go, "It's probably just whatever." Clear as day knocking. And you go, "Oh, somebody's here." And like somebody go to answer the door. And there's a back door out that way.
I went, "Open the door." There's no one at the door. There's
nobody.
There's no one in the hallway. There's no one anywhere near. But someone knocked on the door.
It was deliberate, purposeful knocking. It wasn't like hot water pipe or anything like that. It was just like that. Deliberate.
And that was it.
Nobody's there.
Why is a ghost knocking? Ghost, you live here. You don't have to knock to come in. Okay?
It is true. It is true that ghosts tend to make noises and not like visual effects, right? What a coincidence. What a coincidence. That's what ghosts do.
So here's
but
the
you
question.
were there. You were there. Did you hear a person knock?
Yes, I did. So here's the next question. Do we have a multi-floor ghost or do we have two ghosts?
Why can't ghosts go between floors?
I don't know. I just thought that the ghost that we were told about when we moved in was a first floor, second floor ghost. Like the floor that's up from the ground floor. In America, we would call that the second floor. In the UK, apparently we call that the first floor. There's a ghost that lives on that floor, right? That we were told about when we moved in. Very nice ghost. Make sure you put the fires out at night.
Correct.
And then, but as far as I know, no one told us that our helpful OSHA ghost would also go downstairs for midnight snacks.
Right. Or try to deliver packages in the middle of the night.
Right. No one told us that. So
Right.
I'm wondering, do we have a second ghost? Is there like a posty ghost?
Posty. The ghost with the post. I don't know what it is, Ashley, but I'm not going to split hairs between ghosts, you know? And is there a ghost that lives? I should post at some point the whispering voices in the room with the water tanks.
Yeah, from the water tank?
Yeah.
In the attic?
In the attic, the creepy ones. Yeah. Those weird voices I heard. But
they say though that that technology sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic. And you're going to get that coming up from Nike.
Nice segue, baby.
Thank you, baby. So they've announced their first powered footwear that's like an exoskeleton shoe thing that goes like, it's a shoe, but then also like goes up around your ankle. It's supposed to like help people walk better than they walk.
I love this kind of stuff. I got served an exoskeleton, like a waist down exoskeleton. I was trying to tell
I've
you
seen
about
this
it.
for like hiking or for like gardening.
It talked about lifting as well. Like you use 40% less effort is what this thing said. It doesn't really matter. It's just insane to me that we live in the future where these things are being advertised to us now, right?
Right, where it's like this isn't some like future military psyop. This is a consumer product.
I couldn't even tell you what it was. Like even having consumed so much sci-fi in my life, I went to describe it to you and I didn't have a word to describe the powered harness that you wear below you, and you came up with exoskeleton. I go, that's it. It's an
That's
exoskeleton.
it. Oh
Finally.
yeah. Look, we got this. So yeah, but this is exciting because this is it's intended for commuters. It's not like a sports thing. Like we don't have like the, cyborg soccer yet. It's intended really for like commuters, for people who want to get out and walk more, but either have like mobility issues or get a lot of strain from walking long distances. So I think it's actually a really cool thing that they're able to do.
I think it's cool because I think we're like 6 months away from you role playing as Emily Blunt in Live, Die, Repeat. That's a
Look, tell you what, I'll make a goal of doing like some dope ass push-ups. And if one day, just one day in my life, I can like be doing like a dope plank and then look up at you like Emily Blunt does in Live, Die, Repeat, I'll be happy.
the weird thing about Live, Die, Repeat.
When I'm all like sweaty and I've got like grease and stuff on my sweet biceps, and I'll just look up and go, what do you want?
I was watching that with JD. We had to choose what movies to watch. We watched a movie every night. And we watched Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. And one of the weird things about that movie is there's a huge section in the middle where Tom Cruise is training for God knows how long. The most frustrating thing about that is you would never physically get fitter by all that training. because it's the same day.
I
Skill wise, you would get better.
What we're saying is like she already was that fit. This isn't like Groundhog Day, right? Where he like learns to play the piano and then can like carry that skill forward. The muscle mass doesn't carry.
Right, but the skills of learning to fight the mimics, which is kind of an interesting name. They never really go into why they're called mimics. I think that's from the source manga. But you would never get physically fitter that entire time. That's kind of a frustrating aspect of that.
Right. That you're like you're all but at
You'd
the
also
same
never
time,
be sore.
But you would get really good at dealing with or like learning to use like your current physical capabilities to their absolute max.
In that case, it's Bill Murray learning to play piano. You learn the skills, right?
you learn
would
the
develop
skills.
those and like reaction time, I guess.
And that's something, right?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna over time learn not to lift with your back, that sort of stuff.
Dude, imagine if you worked out hard the day before that happened to you and you were just like
Sore?
muscle sore for eternity. Or like you twisted your ankle or something, got a hangnail.
I think the sorest I've ever been is I did, it was years and years and years and years ago, but I was doing something called hundreds, where it's like 100 like pull-ups and like 100, like I don't know, push-ups and like all this different stuff. You have to do hundreds of them.
It was 100 rugby dudes.
100 rugby dudes. And I was so sore the next day that like my arms were bent at the elbow.
Yes.
And to straighten them out, I had to walk into a wall.
I've had that. You can't physically like completely.
I could not make them straight. I had to walk into a wall and like push myself against the wall.
Is that a tendon thing? Is that what that is? It's just so your tendons have tightened up?
Whatever it was ridiculous.
Ligaments?
And I was like, well, whoops.
Yeah.
But I was also, can I be honest, a little smug about it.
Oh, really being that sore?
Like I just worked out so hard that my muscles don't even straighten now.
It's one of those things.
Little smug, but also like I'd like to be able to use my arms, please.
Gym working out and getting in shape is great because it does a thing where it rewards you early, right? Like you can get sore like that early on and feel that effect, but you also can see results and improvements really quickly when you begin to work out. And then it's this, I don't know about for women, but for guys, it's like, then you reach a point where it's just, now do this for the next 10 years at like little tiny incremental gains at that point.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, you're chasing that dragon you had basically at the beginning of the whole thing.
Or you just buy yourself robotic shoes.
Or you just buy yourself robotic shoes or a harness. So the other thing too is I want to talk about Rivian.
The e-truck manufacturer?
The EV company, yeah. They have a bike. Like some of the people left Rivian have introduced a bike, an e-bike that I guess this is a California thing. An e-bike that is legal for bike lanes. I don't think in Texas they give two shits about that. Here,
Probably not.
Here, e-bikes in the UK.
Bike lanes are for communists. Bernie.
Yeah, they can't go over 25 miles an hour. There's this like weird legal distinction for e-bikes here.
Yeah, well, there's e-bikes. Like once it can go over a certain speed, it's a motorcycle, right? Like at that point, it is a motor vehicle, and it is not allowed on like the bike trails and things like that because you're going to be a hazard to the pedestrians.
You can pedal a bike faster than 25 miles an hour, though.
Well, yeah, if you work really hard at it.
A regular bike. I think it just means under its own power, it can't go.
Can you imagine, though, like zipping down the bike trails around us at 25 miles an hour?
No, that would be, yeah, you would turn a corner.
That would be dangerous.
Yeah, you'd be running into somebody's dog.
Sure. Then, yeah, like roads, absolutely. But trails, I can see why they would want to limit that sort of thing.
Also, they do a pain in the ass thing here in the UK. There's a lot of gates places. Even in Scotland where there's a right to roam, you're just be on like a trail and then there's a gate and you got to go through the gate. But it's not like for someone's property. It's just a gate they put in the way.
But those gates are specifically to keep motor vehicles out.
Yeah.
So like someone on a four-wheeler doesn't go joyriding down the bike trail.
You ever seen the video where the gates, it's like that bridge that's too short in like New York or whatever, but it's a gate that so many people crash into it, they decide to put a goddamn camera on it. Have you ever seen these?
I've seen the overpass that's too short.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Reference that. But this is like a gate. This is the UK version of that, where people are just like barreling down the trail and they just run full speed into this gate. And they put a camera on it. It's like, dude, if you know to put a camera on it, put a flag on the gate or something like that.
At that point, they probably feel like if you crash into it, you get what's coming to you.
I guess so, but at that point, it's criminal. Enough people are going to hit it, they're going to record it.
You got the NHS. This is like you're punishing yourself at this point.
Also, they could say the camera's for security, right? Or something to make sure
Absolutely.
nobody's breaking down the gate. The other thing, though.
And for humor.
This was a disappointing headline for me in technology world. Apparently, there was some big fire at an aluminum factory or an aluminium factory, if you're listening from the UK, which has now put the F-150, the Ford F-150 Lightning.
That's the electric version of the Ford F-150 gigantic truck.
It has put it on indefinite out of production status.
Wow.
That now
Wait.
Ford is moving back away from the full EV Lightning F-150, going back to the hybrid and the gas-burning internal combustion engine F-150.
Okay.
That's disappointing to me.
That's because of they're now short of aluminum. So do the other vehicles not use massive amounts of aluminum?
This is from thedrive.com. Ford is pausing Lightning production indefinitely and choosing to divert its available aluminum toward the internal combustion and hybrid F-Series products, which use less of the metal and are less plentiful on dealer lots.
Okay. So they do use less.
Uses
aluminum in the
less
other
of that
models.
metal.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. So instead of getting, I guess the F-150 Lightning, everyone's going to pick up one of these bikes.
Yeah, you can get a Rivian bike instead.
It's the Venn diagram for those consumers is a circle.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that all this like electric stuff was in the news this week. The other one that's just such an alarm bell by the headline itself is now Elon Musk is now threatening essentially, I guess, Tesla shareholders that if he doesn't get approval for his $1 trillion pay package, which I personally think is an ego thing so that he can say he's the first trillionaire, even though it's a future pay package where he could be paid $1 trillion if everything maxes out.
Didn't they just approve some insane pay package like a few months ago?
I think you might be talking about a previous pay package, which they were having to vote on when Tesla was doing really poorly. This is now his proposed $1 trillion pay package. This is from Fortune. Already the world's richest man. I don't know if that's true. I think Ellison is richer.
I think it depends. It depends on how you count assets, probably.
Who cares, right, at that point? Elon Musk is defending his proposed $1 trillion Tesla pay package, arguing it's less about joining the trillionaire club. Is there anybody in the trillionaire club? And more about making sure he can't be sidelined. Listen to this quote, Ashley. I just don't feel comfortable building a robot army here and then being ousted because of some asinine recommendations from ISS and Glass Lewis who have no freaking clue. I mean, these guys are corporate terrorists. First of all, what was that first part about building a robot army? Like he's saying he doesn't want to build a robot army unless he's there to control the robot army. Robot army. Ashley. Are we now saying it out loud?
I mean, I don't think Nike's going in that direction.
Right. We'll have our harnesses. Now we know what to use the harnesses for. Or exoskeletons.
We're going to need Nike's going to be outfitting one side of the war, and then there's going to be the robots on the other side of the war.
And it is, I do think, I will say this combines two stories at once here for me personally. I do think that personal robotics are going to be the biggest consumer product like for the next 10 years. I think it's going to be a huge market that unveils. We need to figure out where we are in my prediction that we would have a robot walking around nearby within the next 5 years. I think we're like still 4 years left on that clock. But so I do think that $1 trillion could be hit because of something like that. I just hate the idea of this billionaire saying he's literally building a robot army. Then he wants to stay in control of that robot army. That is so like, there's some parts of this, like we live in the future stuff that I love. And there's other parts that I'm like, holy shit, how did we get here?
Yeah, like that seems a little bit much.
Like, did you watch iRobot and see the guy at the head of the like technology company go, that's the guy I want to be. I don't want to be Will Smith.
Right. Like, you know who the real hero is the CEO.
Like, imagine going to Blade Runner, going to that movie, going, can't wait to find out what the CEOs for the companies are doing. Or like you watch Alien, right? And you're like, you just go for the CEO characters. Good Lord. Hey, can I make a recommendation to everybody?
You may.
One of the things I really like about podcasts is sometimes you just discover stuff. It's like friends conversations where it's like, they kind of force you into something. Just
right,
so
like something wasn't on your radar, but guess what? You're going to be hearing about it regardless.
And
so.
I feel like a lot of people were maybe paying attention to the World Series who might not have paid attention to the World Series, and they got to see like close enough to being the world record-setting longest game ever. You know, people who normally wouldn't be paying attention to baseball. Talking about the movies and our supernatural experience, there's a Casey Affleck movie called A Ghost Story, which is.
Is that the one where he like eats a pie for 10 minutes?
No. You're close, but there's a pie eating in there. It's a movie that challenges you all the time. Like there's a point in that movie very early on where it looks you in the face and says, are we doing this? Are you on board for this or are you not? Like, there's a lot of movies that want you to suspend your disbelief. This one, it demands it of you, right? And you're either on board with it or you're not.
It's like if you're not, leave now.
And I loved it. I really loved it. And I'm a sucker for like long lasting epic movies, but it's a really weird one. So if it ever shows up, if you're like on a plane or it's on Netflix and you see the poster for it and it's a ghost story, just give it a shot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Especially, you gotta be, just go into it being up for something weird though, okay?
It's not scary. I'll say that. It's not scary. It's odd.
It's not a real ghost.
It's odd and unique, and that's what we love.
It's you can have an OSHA ghost, you can have a posty ghost. It's gonna be some kind of ghost, but not a spooky ghost.
Affleck ghost.
All right, well, I want to say a big thank you to today's sponsors, Emma and Cody Tate. Thank you both so much for sponsoring this episode of our show at patreon.com/morningsomewhere and roosterteeth.com.
All right, a little bit long today, but not record setting. That does it for us today, October 28th, 2025. We will be back to talk to you tomorrow. We hope you will be here as well.
Bye, everybody.